Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2017 Lutheran Sports Association Championship Sunday here in Arlington Heights, Illinois, at St. Peter Arlington Heights, the home of Championship Sunday. And we're here for the third and fourth place game in the girls bracket between the, well, this game is for the birds. It's both Eagles, so it's going to be, we'll try to, differentiate between the two. However, it's the East Dundee Immanuel Eagles taking on the Trinity Eagles of Edwardsville. Sam Crew alongside Matt Gutzler, getting ready to bring you yet another exciting basketball game. Matt, tell us a little about these teams.
Well, these teams are very veteran teams. This is Dundee's second third-place game in a row. They took third place last year. Edwardsville took fifth last year, but played in a third-place game 2 years ago. So these girls are familiar with this court, this atmosphere, and pretty eighth-grade heavy teams, too, so they should know the poise. We talked earlier today about, the Sunday jitters or whatever, and I think you still may have that.
Good afternoon.
But now we're going to kick it off to the LSA
girls third place matchup between the Eagles of Edwardsville Trinity and the Eagles of East Dundee Immanuel. The Lutheran Sports Association welcomes you to the Illinois Lutheran State Basketball Tournament this day. Before we begin, we ask that all participants, spectators, and fans conduct themselves in a God-pleasing manner before, during, and after this basketball game. The LSA Sportsmanship Award will be presented at the end of today to the school whose behavior of its players, coaches, and fans best demonstrate Christian sportsmanship. Let's get going here. So let's start. We'll begin with the guest team on the scoreboard, the Eagles from Edwardsville Trinity. The Eagles are coached by Chris Schaefer, assisted by Mark Harrison and Wes Jones. Let's meet the participants. First, the non-starters. Number 4, Julia Husho. Number 11, Elena Hatcher. Number 12, Zoe Weedle. Number 20, Ellie Schaefer. Number 21, Logan Swanner. Number 24, Mackenzie McFarland. Number 22, Katie Mertz. Number 31, Lexi Bozarth. Number 43, Emma Ide. And number 44, Kate Chappelle. And now the starters. Number 1, Emma Daniel. Number 2, Peyton Asher. Number 3, Caitlin Reynolds. Number 5, Morgan Asher. And number 10, Chloe Langendorf. And the home team on the scoreboard, the Eagles of East Dundee Immanuel. The Eagles are coached by Jeff Butcher, assisted by Leah Myers and Bridget Leahy. And let's meet the non-starters first. Number 2, Kendall Rhodes. Number 4, Sophie Dallaire. Number 5, Carly Faulkner. Number 10, Taylor Barker. Number 20, Thielen Camp. Number 21, Lydia Anderson. Number 23, Sam Jones. Number 35, Kylie Hansen. Number 42, Madeline Goodwin. And number 15, Olivia Beeks. And the starters for the Eagles, number 0, Mackenzie Leahy. Number 12, Brooklyn Krill. Number 13, Michaela Park. Number 14, Jordan Miller. And number 30, Alyssa Crenshaw. Please join me in a word of prayer. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, what a weekend you have given to all of us. Players, fans, officials, scorers, and timers, all who have been involved in making this an outstanding weekend of Christian fellowship. Be with these young ladies today as they take the court, that they might, again, continue to enhance this weekend, not only with the abilities that are a gift from you, Lord, but also in the way they conduct themselves as an example for us to follow as we watch them play this game of basketball. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Let's play some ball.
So we got our starters. And getting ready to tip ball here for the third place game. Championship Sunday here for the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois. Matt, you were talking about the teams before we went to the LSA board. Touched on that the Eagles of Trinity, very much a team. In every essence of the word, I guess you would say they are a team. They play team basketball.
They're going to be more balanced. If you look at the score sheet and stuff, you have one girl in double digits. A lot of the other girls are averaging 5, 6, 7, 8 a game. If you look at the Dundee Eagles, you got 2 girls in double digits, and then really that's about it. You're going to really look for double 0 for Dundee, and then number 30 Crenshaw as well. Edwardsville is going to be a lot more balanced, but keep an eye on number 1, Emma Daniel. She's averaging 12 a game. She had 19 on Friday, and it was all putbacks. She does a great job getting rebounds and putbacks.
And Dundee controls the tip here to start the game. Here's a pull-up jump shot from number 0, Mackenzie Leahy, and an offensive board pulled down by Jordan Miller. And back up top to Michaela Park. Back in the hands of Leahy. Here's a 3-ball. Looked like it might have been tipped, but it rattles around and down. Apparently her foot was on the line, so my mistake. That was a 2-point basket for Park.
Now Park is the other scorer. They really have only 3 scorers, so she'll score a little bit, but Leahy and Crenshaw will be their main scorers.
Reynolds is looking underneath for Daniel. Daniel misses the layup, got her own rebound, and is able to kick it back out. And here comes Reynolds. Reynolds tried to find Peyton Asher underneath, and that ball was knocked away by Jordan Miller.
As I mentioned, they're going to look for Daniel down low. She does a great job of putting great post moves and getting easy baskets.
Here's Asher looking to inbound. Finds Daniel underneath. She takes it to the basket, has it blocked, and Crenshaw comes down with the rebound. She's looking to push up ahead to Leahy. Leahy will make a spin move back to the basket, pulls up from about 10. Jump shot is no good. Nice rebound pulled down by Peyton Asher. Here comes the Eagles of Edwardsville in the hands of Morgan Asher. Right about going to the basket, pulled it back up.
Running a nice motion offense against the tough man of Dundee. They got to move a little bit more.
Here's Caitlin Reynolds looking to do something with the basketball. Finds Asher. Asher looking. Got it into the post to the other Asher, Peyton Asher, and had the ball knocked away. And we're in the post to Daniel. She feeds it down low to Langendorf. Back outside to Reynolds. Reynolds will pull a deep jump shot. That one's no good. Rebound controlled by 2 members of the Dundee team. And Michaela Park will bring the ball at the floor.
Crenshaw does a great job of rebounding. She let Park get that rebound, though. Path with stats, right?
And we have the ladies of Dundee working the ball around against this zone. Pretty soft zone, and we have a turnover in the paint. Ball's pulled away by Emma Daniel, and she is tripped up on her way to the basket. Hit the ground hard, but seems to be okay. And that'll be the first foul.
Dundee likes to play that really tough in-your-face man defense. Not afraid to foul.
This foul was on number 13, Michaela Park, her first, team first. And we'll have an inbound from Chloe Langendorf underneath the Edwardsville basket. Into Daniel. Daniel faces left hand into the lane, pulls up off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Crenshaw. Nice strong rebound. And on the outlet pass, Park couldn't get a handle on it, and it'll be out of bounds to Edwardsville.
Edwardsville doing a nice job of getting it into Daniel. She's just having a little trouble. Crenshaw's a great defender and getting her hands up, and she got to shoot over her hands, and she hasn't made a shot yet.
So Langendorf controls the ball at the top of the key. They get it inside to Daniel. Daniel faces free throw line extended. Outside to Asher. Asher will take a three. That one hit the rim and over the top of the backboard. And it'll be a turnover to the ladies of Dundee.
Not a bad look. Edwardsville in a zone press, trapping in the corner.
And a good trap.
Nice cut off the sideline.
Leahy was able to escape and get the ball across the court to Park. Park picks up a nice screen from Brooklyn Krall. And Park tried to drive, lost a handle on it. Ball controlled by Krall. Now Park has it at the top of the key. And Dundee looks to just work it around against this 2-3 zone.
Dundee's always very patient on offense. They move the ball around real well.
And an errant pass from Park to Leahy ends up out of bounds.
Let's see how Edwardsville does against the tough man, see how that motion works. They were standing still last possession.
Here is Morgan Asher, now up top to Caitlin Reynolds, now into Daniel. Daniel into the lane, right-hand runner, no good. Rebound for Crenshaw yet again, and she'll look to push. Crenshaw into the lane, right hand up off the glass, no good. And rebound controlled by Edwardsville.
Nice crossover. Coach Butcher, of course, wanted a foul on that.
She did go 1-on-3. And a lot of times you're not going to get the call when you know.
She kind of went through the big wall.
And here's Caitlin Reynolds. She'll pull from 17. That one is short. And a nice attempt.
Good hustle
By Chloe Langendorf to save the basketball. However, her foot was on the line, and the ball will belong to Dundee. Park will inbound. Edwardsville showing a little pressure in the backcourt yet again. Leahy to the middle, finds Crenshaw, and it's a 2-on-1 to the basket. Here comes Krall, had the ball knocked away, and we're gonna have a push underneath as Morgan Asher caught up nicely and was able to strip the ball from Krall, and she was pushed by Krall. And it'll be Edwardsville basketball. That'll be Krall's first, team second.
I think she was just a little frustrated that she got it stolen. I think Asher could have just gone out of bounds on her own momentum instead of getting shoved out.
So here's Langendorf controlling the point yet again. Gets it inside to Peyton Asher. Peyton Asher takes an 18-footer, that one long. Rebound pulled down by Leahy. And Dundee looks to push. Leahy up the sideline, switching hands. Now gets over to Crenshaw. However, she dragged her back foot before she could make the handoff. 2-0.
Leahy and Crenshaw seemed to bump a little, and then I think when Crenshaw realized, oh, I have the ball, she had already shuffled her feet.
It was 2-0. Dundee over Edwardsville with a minute and a half to play here in the opening quarter of the third place game here on Championship Sunday. Caitlin Reynolds down into Daniel. Daniel had it stripped from behind, but there might have been some contact with the body, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
I think a hand in the back. Unfortunately, she got beat baseline, and then, of course, unfortunately, you foul a lot of times when you let that happen.
Daniel, no stranger to the free throw line, as she's been there 15 times already this weekend. Her 16th attempt hits every part of the rim and down. And her second one this time hits every part of the rim and comes out. And we had Park had the ball stripped as she came up the floor. It looked to be Caitlin Reynolds. It came from behind to try to pop it out and knocked it out of bounds. And we have a substitution for Dundee as Teelan Camp checks in for the Lady Eagles of Dundee. Minute 5 here to play in the first quarter. 2-1 lead for Dundee. Here's a runner from Leahy, missed, tried to get her own rebound, goes to the floor. Nice fight for the ball, and we're going to have a foul on Edwardsville, I believe. Looked like it was on number 5, Morgan Asher. And that'll be her first, team first, as we're now under a minute to play here in the first quarter.
Both on the floor, scrappy. Morgan got her hand on the arm and not the ball, though, for the foul.
Crenshaw to inbound for Dundee, kicks it out to Leahy. Leahy will take a 3 ball. That one is in and out, no good. And down with the rebound is Daniel for Edwardsville.
Nice inbounds play, almost got that 3.
There is Paitlin Asher finding Langendorf. Langendorf guarded closely by Park, and she'll bring it to the top of the key with the left hand. 33 seconds to play. Edwardsville trailing by 1. And Langendorf will get it down to Caitlin Reynolds, who finds Daniel. Daniel turns around, has it blocked by Crenshaw.
Nice block.
Crenshaw will look to run. Brings it up the sideline, spins back to the middle with the right hand, and tried to go to the basket and was bumped into by 4/5 of the Edwardsville team. And the foul belongs to Peyton Asher. Her first, team second.
She was coming from the side. Her sister actually had good position. I thought there was going to be a charge called, but unfortunately her sister fouled first.
Leahy had the pump fake and drove the lane with the left hand, missed it, and Edwardsville looking to run. Here's Asher. She steps out of bounds on the fast break. That was Morgan Asher.
Too much momentum. She had a nice job. She was trying to do the jump stop, but that momentum just carried her right out of bounds.
Took her right out of bounds. So with 7.3 seconds to go, Park will inbound. So find Leahy in the corner. Leahy will bring it up the left side, left hand, breaks the press by herself, gets it ahead to Crenshaw. Crenshaw, 3-2, runner in the lane, no good. And the horn will sound to end the first quarter.
That would have been a nice way to end the quarter. They broke the press. The Edwardsville girl actually fell down, and they were able to push it. And sometimes those girls see the clock and like, oh, I got to chuck it up. Crenshaw did a nice job of going in and actually shooting the layup, ended up missing. We talked about these teams being in this position, but a lot of times, you got the 7th graders coming in and things like that. Crenshaw played great last year in the 3rd place game, so she maybe not have too many jitters, but, only a 2-1 score in the first quarter. But we did mention Dundee plays this really tough in-your-face man-to-man, and then Edwardsville plays the zone. I know a lot of times I always like to play zone against teams that play man all the time because I don't think they know how to play offense against it because, in high school and everything's man. Mm-hmm. Once in a while you throw something different, you may not be accustomed to it. So, Dundee, as I said, is very good at, they're very patient in their offense, but a lot of times, too, they're used to playing man in practice against each other, where against the zone, and they like to attack the boards. Crenshaw does a good job of getting inside. Well, against the zone, you don't do that. We'll see if Leahy can maybe hit a 3. She had a really good look last time.
That she did. And don't forget to follow the LSA on social media. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Find us at Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, that's at Luth Sports. And the website, your place for all of the tournament records, brackets, is at luthsports.org. And here's a turnaround from Daniel up off the glass and good, giving Edwardsville their first lead of the afternoon.
I knew that was coming. She missed so many in the first quarter.
Dundee breaks the press nicely as Park brings it across the timeline. She tried to stop, and her momentum carried her forward.
She dragged that pivot
causing her trouble. Yeah. 3-2. As we're just underway here in the second quarter of our 3rd place game.
Let's see if the Eagles go back to, or the Edwardsville Eagles get back to Daniel. She wants it. She's calling for it at the high post.
And here's a drive and a pullback out by Caitlin Reynolds.
A lot of times after you score, you want the ball again. Daniel's looking for it.
Langendorf drives the lane. Right hand on the left side, up off the glass and good. 2 possessions, 2 straight field goals for Edwardsville, gives them a 5-2 lead. Here's Leahy looking to break the press by herself, gets it back to the middle, finding Jordan Miller, and we're gonna have a jump ball.
Nice tie-up by Daniel. She jumped up on that press and got the tie-up.
Possession's going to stay with Dundee, and Edwardsville will keep the press on, even though it's a 3-quarter court scenario.
Now they fall back into their zone.
And here comes Park. She'll cross the timeline slowly with the right hand. Now over to Miller. Miller, Leahy into Crenshaw. Crenshaw kick back out to Leahy. Pump fake, drives left hand. Nice pull-up jump shot, good. So after only scoring 3 points total in the first quarter, we've got 6 so far in the first minute and a half of the second quarter.
Everyone's getting settled into the game now.
Nice backdoor cut from Daniel. Passes it across the lane and found Peyton Asher for the right-hand layup.
Nice pass by Daniel. After she made her basket, she got double teamed, then she looked for her teammate.
Leahy had it stripped for just a second, got it ahead to Miller. Now back to Leahy. She'll swing it over to Park. Parker to get across the timeline. She had an open Thielen Camp on the block and just missed her. Park will pull from just inside the 3-point line, has it blocked. Crenshaw with the rebound. She went up, thought there might have been some contact. Either way, Edwardsville comes down with it and they'll look to push. Asher down into the post to the other Asher. So the sisters connect with a nice assist and a nice jumper for Peyton Asher from about 10 feet. 9-4 Edwardsville.
She's starting to get her rhythm down.
And there's a nice steal from Langendorf. She saved it back in. Leahy comes up with it. Got around the press, and she's going to take it the length of the floor. Nice crossover in the lane. Got it over to the block, and good for Thielen Camp.
Nice job breaking that press. Then Mackenzie Leahy did a nice job of attacking and dishing off to the post.
There's Caitlin Reynolds. Steps up to the 3-point line. Showed shot and tucked it back in the holster. Langendorf back over to Reynolds. Reynolds will attack with the right hand. Runner from 15. No good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Park. And speaking of Park, she'll bring it across the timeline. Alternating hands. Now over to Crenshaw. Crenshaw faces back up to Park. Park will pull a deep 3. That one is no good. And out of bounds to Edwardsville.
She's got to swing it over to Leahy. She had a nice runner last time. Maybe she can try to attack that again.
2:43 here to play in this first half. Langendorf hesitated. Pull it back out, killed the dribble. Now gets it inside to Peyton Asher. Peyton Asher faces, has the ball knocked away by Crenshaw. We're going to have a tied ball. And it's going to stay at this end.
Crenshaw played great D on that one. And Peyton needed to... She needed to move the ball. She more or less said, here, let's have a jump ball.
And Edwardsville is going to take a 30-second timeout. And those of you confused about the possession arrow, the possession arrow does change at the quarter. So there was a tie ball, I believe, in the first quarter. And it will be Dundee basketball, even though the arrow is pointed in the opposite direction.
Yeah, once in a while, I know I saw some fans yesterday, too, going, wait, we had it last time, but they forgot about the quarter change.
And the possession arrow never changed, so that might have confused a couple people as well. So for those of you watching at home, it is Dundee basketball underneath the Edwardsville basket, and they will have the length of the floor to go.
And they will be dealing with Edwardsville's press. Struggled a little bit in the first quarter. The second quarter press was able to get a steal and disrupt Dundee a little bit. See if Dundee can break this press. Nope, it will be Edwardsville ball.
Oh, Edwardsville ball. My apologies. They had it to Dundee before, so the arrow was correct. Our fault here at the broadcast table. Inbound to Reynolds. Reynolds swings it to Daniel. Daniel will take a 16-footer. Back iron, no good. Rebound, long rebound to the corner. And pulled down by Camp. Camp is tied up. This time it will be Dundee basketball on the jump ball.
Peyton Asher's playing great defense. She's caused a couple jump balls.
And we talked about that Edwardsville press. And it'll be on here with 2:20 to play in the first half. There's Leahy getting up ahead to Crenshaw. Crenshaw will go ahead to the basket. Contact up and no good, but she'll go to the line for 2. And Coach Butcher thought that one was going to go down.
It's always frustrating as a coach. You get your girl attacking, and it looks like it's going in, and it just rims out.
So Crenshaw's 10th attempt of the tournament is down.
She came into the game shooting 5 of 9 for 56%.
Make that 6 of 10 for 60%. Second free throw is in and out, no good. Rebound by Park up off the glass, no good. Crenshaw gets the rebound. She puts it up off the glass and good. So Crenshaw misses a free throw, but is able to come down with a rebound.
Play the hard way.
A 3-point play the hard way.
Make a free throw and then get your rebound and put it right back up.
Here's Daniel. She'll take a 3. That one's no good. Rebound was gathered by Morgan Asher, and we're going to have a foul on Dundee. Waiting to get the number. That's going to be number 14. On number 14, Jordan Miller. Her first, team 4th. Here's Daniel in the corner. Good defense by Camp. Daniel pulls the jumper, no good. Rebound pulled on by Crenshaw. She'll look to push. She's got Leahy up ahead. Nice pass. Leahy stops, fires, no good. And Daniel gets the defensive rebound. And Edwardsville's going to push this time. 1-on-3 is Reynolds. Reynolds up off the glass and good.
Nice jump stop. Crenshaw went flying by. She stopped, composed herself, and hit the nice jump shot.
11-9, Edwardsville ahead. There's Crenshaw found in the middle. We've got a 3-on-1 break. Crenshaw, left hand, left side, up off the glass and good.
Nice left hand. Coach
and we've got a tie
still
game.
Yelling for more fouls. The nice control on the left hand by Crenshaw, though.
I mean, comparatively, the fouls are pretty even at 4-3, but we haven't had many. So the referees do seem to be letting them play this afternoon. Down in the post is Reynolds. She turns up off the glass, no good. Rebound, Crenshaw.
Thought she had it. That was a tough shot.
Not sure how that one came out, but it did. And we're under 45 seconds to play in the half. The Eagles will slow it down. There's Leahy, pump fake. She'll get in the lane. Right-hand runner from 15 is good. And that gives Dundee a 13-11 lead with just 30 seconds to play in the half.
Leahy does a great job of that little floating runner. She did that from the free throw line.
Here's Asher, Morgan Asher driving. And gets it in the post to Chappell. And Chappell had it knocked away. We've got a jump ball. And it's going to stay at this end with 16.5 to play.
See if Coach has an inbounds play to see if we can tie this up before halftime.
Langendorf to inbound. Finds Daniel. Daniel turns up off the glass and good. Tying the ball game.
That's where she likes to shoot from.
10 seconds here. Leahy gets the inbound, turns up the sideline with the right hand, is cut off, gets it to the middle to Crenshaw. Crenshaw loses control. She was bumped into but traveled before the contact. 3.3 here to play in the first half of this third place game. Morgan Asher to inbound. Slaps the ball to get her players moving. She'll inbound to Reynolds. Reynolds will bring it across half court. She'll fire a long 3. That one's going to end up just a tad short. And we'll go to the half tied at 13. Of our third place basketball game at the 2017 Lutheran Sports Association Championship Sunday here in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Again, Sam Crow alongside Matt Gutzler. We've got a good one going here. It was 2-1 at the end of the first quarter, and it's now 13-13 as Edwardsville and East Dundee really ramped it up there in the second quarter.
Well, we always talk about the, Sunday jitters. Happens to everybody, and then they got to settle in. We talked too of they're playing against what they're not used to, where Edwardsville plays a zone, but has to play against a tough man. Dundee plays man all the time, has to play offense against the zone. We also mentioned too how Dundee was kind of a two-man team. Edwardsville was a team. Leahy and Crenshaw have 9 of the 13 points, so we kind of saw that coming. And then 4 Edwardsville girls have all the points, so kind of a well-balanced team there with Emma Daniel leading the Edwardsville scorers with 5. But Peyton Asher has 4. Her sister Morgan, kind of the point guard, hasn't scored yet. Chloe Langford has 2. And Caitlin Reynolds has 2. So as we mentioned, Edwardsville is going to be that balance. Dundee kind of looking for the 2. Michaela Park started off the game with a 2. She's playing point guard, kind of passing it to everybody. But Mackenzie Leahy did a nice job. She does some really good kind of floating runners in the lane. And then we mentioned Crenshaw cleaning up the boards. She kind of attacked on that press break a couple times to get some buckets as well.
Well, if you've enjoyed the first half so far, you're in luck because DVDs of this game will be sent to the schools in approximately 3 weeks. Each participant and coach will get a copy. So if you know someone here, and I'm guessing if you're watching you do, you can go ahead and get your hands on that from them. And it looks like Dundee will start the second half with the basketball, as Park will inbound to Miller. Miller will bring it up with the right hand, finds Leahy in the corner. Looking into the post, swings it back up top to Crenshaw. Now to Miller. Miller with the right hand. The top of the key, kills the dribble over to Crenshaw. Free throw line extended. She throws it away. This one picked off by Chloe Langendorf. Jump stop. And Crenshaw met her on the block and forced her to take a bad shot. Rebound fought for after the miss by Peyton Asher. And we had a bit of a crash to the floor as some bodies got tangled. And everybody seems to be okay. I think Crenshaw got the worst of it, but she's able to walk it off. And it's going to be Dundee basketball underneath the basket.
We've mentioned a lot of jump balls. Everyone's very physical, very aggressive. Great hustle by everyone, but we got to make sure we don't get anybody hurt, though, too. Park
inbounds to Leahy against the press, finds Crenshaw in the middle. She'll bring the ball to the floor full speed, runs right into Morgan Asher for the offensive foul.
Coach Buescher agrees on that one. That one he kind of saw coming. Unfortunately, she fumbled the ball. By the time she looked down to gather herself, she just ran her right over.
And Morgan Asher will bring the ball past half court for Edwardsville after that offensive foul. Into the post to Daniel off her hand and out of bounds to Dundee.
That's what Edwardsville wants to do, is get it to Daniel in the post. Just a little too high on the pass.
Park to inbound again. Gets it to Leahy. She'll come up the sideline with the right hand, working on Langendorf. Leahy turns, finds Miller. Miller now over to Park. Park will take a jumper just inside the three-point line. Back iron, no good. Gets her own rebound. Into the lane, and she's fouled. And she'll head to the line for 2.
Great hustle getting her rebound off after her missed shot. She made that first basket of the game. Gotten a little cold, but it's great to see that she's keep shooting.
Nice job following her shot as well. First free throw is up and no good. Coming into the contest today, she was 2 for 4 from the line. Second free throw is up and no good. Rebound fought for and pulled down by Daniel. That battle down low between Daniel and Crenshaw has been pretty good.
Yes, it has. Both of them are really tough and athletic. They box out very well.
Speaking of Daniel, she pulls from 15, no good. Offensive board for Peyton Asher. She kicks it out to Morgan Asher. That 3 ball is short, and the long rebound was last touched by Edwardsville. It'll be Dundee basketball. 4:45 here to play in the third quarter. Still 13-13.
Edwardsville back in their press. Trying to trap on the sideline.
Here comes Park bringing it back to the middle. As most of us know, that's the best way to break a press is to bring it to the middle. As she kicks it back to Leahy. Park, top of the key, right hand. Works her ways toward Leahy. She'll step inside the three-point line. Pulls the jump shot, back iron, no good. Rebound. Pulled down by Park. Kicks it out to Crenshaw. Crenshaw out to Miller. Back up top to Park. Park swung around to Leahy. Pump fake. Jump shot, back iron, no. Rebound. Miller up off the glass and good. Jordan Miller with the nice offensive rebound and putback gives Dundee the 15-13 lead.
Offensive rebounds get you extra points.
There's Langendorf inside to Daniel, back to Langendorf. Now kicked out to the corner to Asher. She finds Peyton Asher, now back outside to Morgan Asher. She'll pull a three that hits the rim. High rebound. Sister gets the board, up and good. Peyton Asher pulled down the miss from Morgan Asher for the 2 points.
Sister's working well. Coach Butcher went in over back. Everyone's fighting for every rebound.
And we've got a double dribble on Crenshaw as she tried to bring the ball up the floor. Seems like Dundee's rushing just a little bit.
Well, I think the press is kind of getting to them where they're like, hey, I got to get it through this press. They're breaking it pretty well, but then once they get it, they get a little too excited. They've traveled, double dribbled a couple times.
And here's a three ball from Peyton Asher short. Dundee with the rebound. Lots of backcourt pressure, even after misses for Edwardsville.
I mean, they full court press out of inbounds, and then they'll also put pressure after a rebound, too.
Here's Leahy in the corner. Swings it back up top to Park. Park over to Miller, back to Park. Now to Leahy, pump fakes that three again, back up top to Park, and had the ball knocked away. And Chloe Langendorf came away with the steal. Now Langendorf controls top of the key. Right hand, waiting to set up the offense. Inside to Daniel. Daniel turns, faces, and had the pass knocked away. And Jordan Miller came up with the steal and was fouled. It'll be Dundee basketball underneath the Edwards hoop. And we know Edwardsville's going to get in that press again.
We'll see if Dundee can break it. They've been doing a pretty good job with it.
Here's Crenshaw.
See if we
on
got,
the pass
we got
to Leahy. We've got a 2-on-1. Nice pass. Up off the glass and good. A 2-point basket for Brooklyn Crawl.
And that's how you break the zone press. Inbounds pass, pass the half court, and you've got a 2-on-1.
17-15, Dundee in the lead. There's Peyton Asher. Down to Langendorf, now back up top to Morgan Asher. Caitlin Reynolds steps up, thought about the three, and passed it off to Daniel. Daniel lost her dribble on the way to the basket. And another turnover for Edwardsville.
Still having to, even though it's a man, they're not having any luck getting inside. The Dundee's doing a great job of swarming the middle and helping out on help side defense.
Park now down to the corner of Leahy. They like attacking this right side, inside to Crenshaw. Crenshaw turns, faces, and is fouled. She was on her way up, so she'll shoot two.
Coach Butcher gives his approval. He probably wanted Crenshaw to have been doing that almost all game. Finally made it for her. Nice post move, got the foul.
Minute 46 here to play in the third quarter. The all-important quarter. Crenshaw's first free throw is off the back iron, no good. Checking in for Edwardsville is number 44, Kate Chappell. Saw a little bit of action at the end of the first half.
That was Peyton Asher's fourth foul, so she had to come out. She'll probably come back in at some point in the second quarter, or fourth quarter.
Second free throw from Crenshaw is long. And here comes Caitlin Reynolds. She'll bring it up the left side. Back up top, kills the dribble up top to Chloe Langendorf. Langendorf over to Reynolds. Reynolds drives. Had it slightly knocked away by Crenshaw. Crenshaw's got some quick hands in there. Here's Chappell's three is short. And rebound fought for jump ball. It'll stay on this end with Edwardsville.
We'll see how Edwardsville offense works without Peyton Asher in, because almost every possession she's touching the ball.
And this time, the referees, I think, were a little confused as to who was to have the ball. The arrow was correct. And Chloe Langendorf will inbound for Edwardsville. And we've got a foul on the inbound. This one is on number 5, Morgan Asher, offensive foul. As it looks like she might have pushed off on her way to the basket.
Jordan Miller is playing very aggressive defense.
So since there was no inbound and there was a foul before the ball came in, the arrow will remain with Edwardsville in case there is another tie-up, or to start the fourth quarter, Edwardsville will get the ball. There was no inbounds, so possession never happened.
Correct.
Yes. So those of you confused as to what is going on, this time we are correct about this, because last time I asked if you were confused, that I gave you the wrong information. Gave you the wrong information, but it will be Dundee ball. Possession will not change. The arrow will stay toward
We're going to
Trinity.
see if Morgan Asher can keep her composure. She did push off, but she's getting shoved and pushed all over too.
Park on her way to the basket, missed the layup. And I believe that was Miller that came down with the rebound. My apologies, Brooklyn Crawl came down with the rebound and was fouled on her way back up. I don't know if he caught it at half court, but Park picked up a huge screen from Crenshaw that really freed her up to get to the basket.
The little things always work, even just screens.
So Brooklyn Crawl's first free throw is up and good. She'll have another one forthcoming. Few dribbles. Shot is up and good. And she'll extend the Dundee lead to 4.
In a close game, free throws are going to be really important.
I believe this is the largest lead anybody has had so far this afternoon. Here's
back and forth all afternoon.
Morgan Asher to Caitlin Reynolds. She'll look to exploit the baseline, has to pull it back out after she's met by Leahy and Crenshaw. Now back up top.
See if they can get it into Daniel.
To Langendorf, and we are under a minute here to play in the third quarter. Here's Daniel, right side, goes baseline, pull-up jump shot is short. Rebound, Brooklyn Crawl. And Dundee will walk it up. 19-15, 35 seconds here to play in the third quarter. Park over to Leahy. Leahy looking into the post, doesn't have anything. Left hand to the middle.
Crenshaw.
Back out to Park. Park thought about the 3. And as you mentioned, a double team down on Crenshaw, almost a triple. Back out to Park. She's got 20 seconds to play with. Inside to Crawl. Crawl had it knocked away. Here comes Edwardsville. Caitlin Reynolds couldn't get a handle on the basketball. Tried to dive on it and rolled, and that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. You could see the frustration on her face. She was looking to stop, and she just kind of fell down, lost control, and then ended up traveling.
And with 11 seconds here to play in the third quarter, it looks like Coach Butcher is going to try to draw something up to get a last-second basket before we head into the fourth quarter.
As you mentioned, we really haven't had a big lead, so Coach Butcher knows if he can get another bucket and build this lead to 6 going into the fourth quarter, that's going to be huge for his team. Coach from Edwardsville then is setting up maybe that trap. I know it's only going to be half court, but they do press. Maybe they can get a steal, but they got to try to make sure Dundee does not score, and Edwardsville wants to go into the fourth quarter only down 4.
And for those of you watching at home, know that this isn't the only championship coming up. The state 2017 track and field will be held May 20th and 21st at Concordia University, Chicago. Check the LSA website for times and distances. And here's Leahy, runner on the right side off the side of the backboard, gets her own rebound, goes back up with the left hand and is fouled with 2.9 seconds to play. So Leahy doing it all.
We've seen offensive rebounds. Dundee's had at least 2 baskets on offensive rebounds, hustling, where the girl that shot got her own rebound and put it back up.
Leahy's first free throw is up and good. And checking in for Edwardsville is number 12, Zoe Weedle. There's Leahy's second free throw. And that one is good. 21-15, 2.9 seconds to play. Weedle to inbound. Gets it to Langendorf. Langendorf will get the ball up ahead and is knocked away by Leahy, and we'll go to the fourth quarter with Dundee up 21-15 over Edwardsville.
Okay, we got jubilation over to my right with the Dundee with that 6-point lead. Unfortunately, the Edwardsville coach kind of had that angry face coming. Let's go, girls, get over here. They got to calm down. They have to realize it's only a 6-point deficit with 6 minutes to go. Anything can happen. They got to get their composure. Peyton Asher's going to come back in. She does have 4 fouls, but I think that'll help settle their offense because she was a key role, even if she didn't score. She always touched the ball at least once. You know, the sisters did a good job of doing the inside out. And then, 2, they got to start getting the ball back to Emma Daniel. She's averaging 12 a game. She's got 5. She didn't score in the third quarter. That's someone that Edwardsville needs to look at. And then the sisters, too. They've been doing a good job of getting some buckets. We'll see what Edwardsville has planned for the fourth quarter.
Edwardsville only managed to score 2 points in that third quarter. And we call the third quarter the money quarter because that's when the momentum can swing one way or the other. And right now, that momentum belongs to Dundee. And
momentum can always swing. Like I said, we'll see what Edwardsville's got planned, but they got to swing that momentum in a hurry.
And if you look to the foul situation right now, Dundee is shooting 1-1 the rest of the way.
That's going to be great for them. We've also said free throws are going to be huge. Let's see if they can make it and really push that lead.
And Edwardsville will start with the basketball as Langendorf brings it across the timeline with the right hand.
Peyton Asher is still on the bench. Coach is probably going to give her maybe 1 more minute before he puts her in.
Weedle tried to get it into Reynolds, and Crenshaw knocked it away. She gets it ahead to Park. She had it knocked away, and Langendorf comes back up with it. 21-15. Dundee ahead of Edwardsville. This one is for third place at the 2017 Lutheran Sports Association State Championships. And here's a drive from Morgan Asher, had it blocked by Crenshaw. And Coach Butcher is telling his girls to slow it down.
They play a patient offense anyways, but they're going to be even more patient now.
Dundee really looking to get it into the post to Crenshaw, but she is double, even triple teamed sometimes down there. Here's Leahy with the drive. She'll spin, kick it back out to Park. Park will take a 3. That one's good. Park finally connects from 3 and gives Dundee a 9-point lead.
She shot a couple of those, hadn't fallen in, and that was huge.
There's Langendorf over to Weedle. Edwardsville needs to get something going soon. Here's Daniel. She'll turn, head to the basket, loses control, but was fouled on her way to the hoop. That one will be on the ground, so the ball will be underneath. 9-point Dundee lead after that huge 3 from Park. Here's the inbound to Daniel. She'll kick it out to Weedle. Weedle will pull a deep 3. That one is off the back iron, no good. Rebound Park. And here comes Dundee, walking it up yet again.
Oh.
Leahy looking into the post. Now swings it over to Kroll. Kroll will take a 15-footer. That one was tipped. And a nice save by Jordan Miller. However, Langendorf comes up with it for Edwardsville.
Be interesting to see when Edwardsville gets Peyton Asher back in.
Langendorf takes a 3. Hers is around and out. And Weedle with a huge offensive board. Kicks it back out to Langendorf. She'll pull another 3. That one's no good. Rebound Asher on her way up. She was fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
We've talked about those offensive rebounds. They're going to get you extra points, and defensively, you got to limit the team to 1 shot only per possession.
And with as good a defense as she's played, that's Leahy's first foul. First free throw up for Morgan Asher is up and good. Checking back in is Peyton Asher. She's been very good for them underneath.
Yes, she has. Like I said, they need her in. We got 4 minutes to go. You let her play, and hopefully she doesn't foul out.
Second free throw from Morgan Asher. Nice shooter's touch, up and good.
And here comes the press again. See if they can get an easy bucket off the press.
Park inbounds to Crenshaw. Crenshaw bring it across the timeline with her right hand. Spins back up top to Park. Park slowing it down, finds Leahy, looked into the post, and Coach Butcher's got to take a timeout. 3:46 here to play in the contest. 24-17. Immanuel Dundee Eagles on top of the Trinity Edwardsville Eagles.
Edwardsville coach needs to think of a plan now just in case. I'm wondering if Coach Butcher's called that timeout to say, you know what, maybe let's pull a stall or really slow it up. With Edwardsville in that zone, they're going to have to come out because down 7, they need some possession, and you can't let a lot of time come off.
Do you or someone you know participated in a past state event and attending a Lutheran university or college? If so, you are eligible for the Crane Scholarship Fund. For more information, go to the LSA website at www.luthsports.org. And while you're at luthsports.org, don't forget to check out the brackets and the past winners, the past MVPs, and maybe pick up a little trivia for tonight, as you can find all of the records for the tournament there as well. So coming out of the timeout, it will be Dundee basketball.
We'll see what kind of offense Dundee comes out with this, if they're going to stall a little. And as I mentioned, Edwardsville's playing a man now.
And we'll see how that affects the game going forward. Here's Park, guarded by Morgan Asher. She picks up a screen from Miller and has it almost stripped by Asher twice. And now over to Leahy. She's guarded by Langendorf. Leahy will turn left hand in the lane. Left hand runner, just missed. Rebound pulled down by Kroll. Now Crenshaw up and good. These second chance points are really hurting Edwardsville.
Yeah, they are. Crenshaw just kept fighting away and got that rebound and put back.
Here's Langendorf. Her team down 9 yet again. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds holding. Met by Leahy. Almost had her pocket picked as he's met by Crenshaw. There's a nice drive by Langendorf underneath the basket. She'll switch sides, take a jump shot, nailed it.
Nice shot. Here comes the press again.
26-19, just under 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Leahy, left hand up the left side, had it knocked away by Langendorf. And it'll be Dundee basketball just in front of the scores table.
We'll see how Dundee adjusts now to a man press from Edwardsville compared to the zone press we saw earlier in the game.
Miller to inbound, finds Leahy, almost lost it. Gathers it, left hand to the basket, up off the glass, no good. Emma Daniel probably puts the pressure. Leahy steals it again. And we've got a jump ball in the lane. And timeout was called first by Dundee. So Dundee will have the basketball underneath their own hoop.
You always want heads-up players on your team. And Mackenzie Leahy is that. She's not playing point guard a lot today, but she kind of controls the team. She has those runners, and she was the one knowing that, you know what, I'm going to get a jump ball called. I want the ball. She called the timeout, not Coach Butcher. Normally, you know, as a coach too, once in a while I see that situation, I jump up and yell for a timeout as the coach, but it's great to have a player going, you know what, I'm going to call this timeout because she's closer to the ref than the coach is. And
those heady basketball players usually make a big difference in big games like this because they do think of things like that. Usually,
and she ended up getting the rebound too.
Right.
So she got the rebound, loose ball, controlled it, called the timeout, and now her team has the ball.
With a chance to go up 11, possibly 12 here as they inbound the ball underneath their own basket.
See if they get it to Crenshaw. She's setting a pick now, though.
Miller double dribbled as she was bumped into by Asher. I think the contact made her try to gather the ball, couldn't, and put it back down for the double dribble. As we talked about Peyton Asher with her 4 fouls, inbounds to Langendorf. Now over to Reynolds. Reynolds looking into the post.
Trying to get it to Daniel. There she is.
Daniel left
Nice
side,
move.
left hand, runs baseline, is fouled by Crenshaw on the way up. So Edwardsville with a chance to get some points with the clock stopped, down 7.
When you're down, you always like to get some free points without the clock because Edwardsville, as we know now, the clock is going to be against them. So if they can attack and get some free throws when the clock stopped, I think that's going to be huge for them.
And that's fouls on Alyssa Crenshaw, her second. Stark difference from yesterday's game against Immanuel Palatine, where she had 4 fouls in the first 8 minutes. First free throw for Daniel is up and no good.
Yeah, Dundee's team fouls have been down today. We mentioned the tough in-your-face man, but maybe they learned something from yesterday's foul fest.
Daniel looking to cut the lead to 6. Can't, but the rebound is tapped back out and controlled by Langendorf. Here's Reynolds. She'll go to the basket left-handed, kills her dribble, kicks it back out to Langendorf, almost lost control. Langendorf, she'll pull a three after thinking about passing a couple times. Didn't hit anything, but is saved by Reynolds. Out to Daniel. Daniel pull a three from the corner. Back iron, no good. Rebound Park as she battled two Edwardsville girls for the rebound and was able to come up with it. And that's going to be the 8th foul on Edwardsville.
And that's the 5th.
That's the 5th
on Peyton Asher.
5th on Peyton Asher, which means her state tournament is over.
That's really unfortunate. You know, she was kind of swinging her arms because she knew girls were going in. But Peyton started to back off because she knew she couldn't get that 5th foul. But she ended up getting called for the foul.
And Kate Chappell will replace her. Great game for Peyton Asher, though.
She played really well. She scored 4 in the second quarter, and she was always had the ball in her hands.
Park's first of a 1-and-1 is up and good. So these ever important free throws down the stretch, especially when you're in the bonus, trying to keep your team ahead. The second free throw is short, and Crenshaw gets the board, and she's going to be called for the foul. I'm not 100% sure.
It looked like she got in front, but I think maybe she pushed to get in front. I think that's what the ref was thinking.
You don't see that too often where you get the push and you're the person in front. It's kind of a rare call.
It's called a box out, right?
Here's Daniel. She loses the ball. She tried to take it into the lane, tied up by Crenshaw, and it's going to be Dundee basketball. So the foul situation, just in case you wanted to know, 8 fouls on Edwardsville and 5 for Dundee, meaning that and here's a steal on the inbounds for Langendorf. She tried to get it underneath and had it stolen by Park. Park had it knocked away. Crenshaw grabbed it. She's grabbed. And we're going to have a hold and a 1-and-1 upcoming for Alyssa Crenshaw.
They had a nice look. That steal was awesome, and the girl was open on the block, but they didn't throw it high enough. There was a girl in her way.
And we're going to have a timeout called by the Edwardsville bench. Down 8. So that is the 4th foul on Caitlin Reynolds. And they can ill afford to lose yet another very important person, even with a minute and a half to go.
Right. I mean, it is, you know, an 8-point game with 138, but you still want your key players in. You can hit a 3, you get the steal. I mean, they are pressing, so you want to keep your players on the court. We'll see what Edwardsville coach has planned as he called the timeout. We're going to be shooting free throws, but then they got to get a basket very quickly and then maybe press and steal.
So a minute 38 to play. Dundee holding on to a 27-19 lead. Again, the foul situation, 9 fouls for Edwardsville, 5 for Immanuel Dundee. We had Peyton Asher foul out just a minute ago. 4 fouls for Caitlin Reynolds. And Dundee, really nobody's in any foul trouble.
No, with only 5 fouls this half, and they only had 4 fouls in the first half too. So they've only had 8 total in the game, or 9. So,
and they've been pretty decent from the free throw line when they have been fouled. Speaking of Immanuel Dundee,
we mentioned, you know, free throws being huge, and they've been doing a good job to build that lead from the free throw line.
Both teams came in today shooting 43% from the charity stripe. Crenshaw's first of a 1-and-1 is up and short. Rebound pulled down by Morgan Asher. Zoe Weedle will bring it up across the timeline. Hesitates, now gets it over to Langendorf, but is picked off by Leahy. Up ahead to Park. Park looks to go in on Morgan Asher. Runner right hand off the glass, no good. Rebound Crenshaw. She had it partially blocked by Daniel. Gets her own rebound, boxed out, and puts it up and good while being boxed out. 29-19.
Yeah, Daniel was saying, hey, I boxed her out, but Crenshaw got that rebound and put it back while she was getting pushed.
Zoe Weedle will kick it over to Morgan Asher, left hand to the basket, and she is reached in on by number 14, Jordan Miller. That'll be Dundee's 6th foul.
So next foul, Edwardsville then will be shooting free throws as well.
Checking back in for Dundee is number 20, Teelan Camp. Chappell to inbound for Edwardsville. She'll get it over to Weedle. Weedle head fakes, now brings it to the top of the key. She'll pull a three. No good. Rebound Crenshaw. Crenshaw over to Park, and Weedle will bump her up the sideline. And we've now reached the double bonus. And Park will go to the line for two with 51.5 seconds to play. Edwardsville still with that 10-point lead, 29-19. If you remember, at the end of the first quarter, it was only 2-1. Her first free throw is good.
They got rid of their Sunday jitters in a hurry. They started scoring.
Caitlin Reynolds replaces Weedle. And checking out for Dundee is Jordan Miller.
With an 11-point lead with a minute to go, Coach Butcher's trying to get some subs in too.
Checking in for Dundee is number 4, Sophia Delare. And we're going to have our first set of bonus free throws for Edwardsville as Crenshaw reached in on Daniel after she had secured the rebound.
Good rebound, good protection to create the foul and not the jump ball.
11-point Dundee lead. Remember, this is for the 3rd and 4th places here at the 2017 Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois Basketball Championships. Daniel's first of a 1-and-1 is up and no good. Rebound tapped around and finally corralled by Teelan Camp. And Langendorf reached in on Park, sending her back to the free throw line with an 11-point lead. And that's going to be Langendorf's first. And we're in the double bonus, so it doesn't matter what team foul that is. First free throw is no good. And Reynolds and Weedle keep doing the offensive-defensive substitution. Checking in for Immanuel Dundee is number 15, Olivia Beeks. Olivia Beeks seeing her first action as Crenshaw comes up with the offensive board, kicks it out to Park. She'll take an 18-footer. No good. Crenshaw, rebound, up and good.
Great rebound.
32-19. As Coach Butcher is looking to empty the bench just a little bit. Caitlin Reynolds will pull a three, but before she can do that, Edwardsville will call a full timeout. My apologies. And we're going to get some subs.
Everybody's getting the subs in now. Coach Butcher giving Crenshaw a big hug. Coach Butcher and Crenshaw have gotten 3rd place the past 2 years. Congratulations to Dundee with 3rd place 2 years in a row. Edwardsville, be very proud as well. 4th place in the state of Illinois. Their team is always here on Sunday here at Arlington Heights. They got a pile of DVDs at home, I think, because they keep coming and playing in the top games on Sunday. Mm-hmm. They have a great program, and everyone from Edwardsville should be very proud of the Eagles from Edwardsville.
And what do you think it was today that it gave Edwardsville so much difficulty on the offensive end? Was it the in-your-face man-to-man?
I think it was an in-your-face man. Unfortunately, too, they did get into foul trouble. That 3rd quarter, they really couldn't get into their offense because we mentioned Peyton Asher was on the bench. She was the girl that always had the ball in her hand just to even pass the ball and move things in and out. And I've played against Dundee many, many times. They frustrate you. That really in-your-face man kind of wears you out at times. And it was a close game. Mm-hmm. And then in the 4th quarter, all of a sudden you got worn out because you were working so hard against that defense.
And the Edwardsville ball with 18 seconds here to play. Langendorf gets it over to Julia Hasto. And Hosto was fouled underneath the basket.
See if she can get her first point of the weekend from the foul line. It's always nice to get some of these bench girls some points.
Mm-hmm. Especially at such a big, nice stage like the state tournament, you know. And Leahy will check out. And she's met with a big hug.
Big hug from Coach Butcher.
Hosto's first free throw is up and short. And the rebound will come to the far near side, I should say. Last touched by Green, says the referee, so it'll be Dundee basketball.
She hustled after her missed free throw, though. That was great hustle by her.
Sam Jonas to inbound. Looking. She'll get it over to Sophia Delare. Delare working with the ball in the backcourt. Right hand on Zoe Weedle. And we're going to have a foul on Zoe Weedle, sending Sophia Delare to the free throw line for 2. 32-19 with 6.7 here to play in the third place game. Up next, we'll have the boys' third and fourth place game. Holy Family Angels versus the Comets of St. Paul Mount Prospect. Delare's first free throw is short. She has another one coming.
When you have a big bench, it's kind of hard to get them all in at the end of a game, too. So Coach Butcher got 2 more girls in.
And it looks like Kendall Rhodes will be checking in for the shooter. Granted, she makes it. And it was short. Stepped on the line. And she will be subbed for. So along with Rhodes is Taylor Barker checking in for Dundee. 6.7 here to play. Weedle will bring it up quickly with the right hand. Kick it over to the corner to Hosto. Hosto gets it into the post to Capel. Capel turns and good at the buzzer. Nice turnaround jumper at the buzzer.
Nice way to end the game for Edwardsville, getting an extra bucket in there.
So your final score, Immanuel Dundee 32, Trinity Edwardsville 21. That was a good game. It was a good game. It was hard fought.
It was very competitive. We said it was 2-1 at the end of the first. It was tied at halftime. As we mentioned, Dundee kind of pulled away little by little in that fourth quarter. But yeah, an excellent third place game again. We always have great games here at LSA State. And we'll be looking forward to the big girls championship game. That'll be our next game. But as you mentioned, boys third place is up next.
And we'll turn it over to the LSA board now for the trophy presentations.
Our congratulations to both teams on a fine tournament. It was very exciting. We have first to present the awards. First of all, the Eagles of Edwardsville Trinity came to this tournament as the champions of the Trinity St. John Immanuel Nashville Oakville tournament, the Lutheran Conference tournament, and the Lutheran Conference co-champions. They arrived here with an outstanding record, and here we go. 25-3 listed in the book, whether or not that was right, and they've added several wins to that this weekend. We'd like to congratulate them now as the fourth place finishers in the state of Illinois. Congratulations. And the Eagles of East Dundee Immanuel came to this tournament as the champions of the Cedar Rapids Midwinter Tourney, the Zion Lutheran Varsity Marengo Tournament, and the Fox Valley Lutheran Athletic Conference champions. And also they won the Immanuel Freeport Tournament as well. Coming here with a record of 19-3 and adding more to that over the weekend. I'd like to congratulate the Eagles of East Dundee Immanuel, the third place finishers, in the state of Illinois. Congratulations.
So again, congratulations to both Trinity Edwardsville and Immanuel East Dundee on their third and fourth place finishes. Again, DVDs of this game will be sent to the schools in approximately 3 weeks. Each participant and coach will get a copy, so look out for those. It's been a pleasure to bring you this third and fourth place game. We'll be back with the championship game right around 3:30. Until then, enjoy boys third and fourth place basketball. We'll talk to you soon.